Anybody that's having a problem in Twitch, they just need to do a refresh and also check the little quality setting at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So 2-0 to Nick. I'm not. Well, Matt is on YouTube, but he's not saying anything unless he's still just getting the message through. Let me know what the stream is like for everybody else watching, please. Yeah, I've just had a message come up there. I've just had a message coming up there saying drop frames. So they're obviously mucking about with the bandwidth tonight. Again, this is the thing at this time of night. I mean, this is just after dinner, and loads of people in my area have been going on to the net, and they may well be tweaking down the bandwidth. So just bear with us; it might iron itself out. Good evening to Braidful Out. Welcome to Larry. Welcome to Mark. Well, this is looking a bit ominous here for LS3, because I think this is going to be a break and run as well, isn't it? I've missed what's happened in this rack by looking at the chat. Well, I think the likes of Cobra and Spectre Dawn that are watching this will be very aware of this guy, Nikk. I mean, sooner or later, somebody's going to end up in the one-loss side. And this isn't one of the guys you want to be bumping into at this rate. So 3-0, ball in the break, perfect in the one, and the usual again. We'll get this pattern happening quite a lot. There you go, 5 and 9 ball are stuck together. And the 5 doesn't go that side. It obviously will go into the side pocket. Welcome to Spectre. Welcome to anybody else I've missed. The loser of our match goes to other side. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know that a loser from the winner side and through goes to the one loss side. You mean the other side of the bracket, top end of the bracket, or whatever? Is that what you mean? Now he can leave a little angle here, or get straight on that 4 and roll through for the 5 up into the side, I think. Or he could leave an angle on the 4 to bump the 9 and 5 open now. So there's a decision to be made here by Nick. And, well, he's left the angle. He's looking for the little bump. He should know the 5 doesn't go. He'll have already checked that out. So he needs to get a nice roll here. And that's, again, perfect. I like that one. Spectre Dawn doesn't have to worry about Nick. It's Cobra's problem. Get a dig in. Get the first punch in there, Spectre. Well, he's brushed into the 9, but no harm done. So, like I said, LS3 just has to be patient. But she might want to, you know, bring all the armoury to the table. Now, where's the cue ball going? The cue ball's fine. And it's going to be 4-0. So 2 errors for the first 2 racks, and I think that's 2 racks ran there by Nick. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. Ball in the break again, and it's a 1 ball, and would you believe it, he's landed plumb on the 2. Couldn't have asked for anything better than that. Now that was the thing that I didn't cover prior to the match starting. Semi-pro YouTube chat not working. It was working because Spectre's there, Matt was there. So Spectre, if you're still watching on YouTube and Matt's still watching on YouTube, just type in some chat. If the chat's going down on YouTube, I can't do anything about it. I don't know what's going on there, but it was working about 5 minutes ago because I'm looking at Spectre's text in the chat, and he's on YouTube, as was Matt. 7 ball goes in as well. Maybe YouTube has gone funny. Let me just check something. No, I'm showing 2 connections. I'm showing it there. Spectre is chatting away, no problem. So I've got 2 connections. It shows me I'm connected to YouTube in the chat, that is, the little chat app I'm using, and I'm also connected to Twitch. So on my end, everything says it's okay. So down to business. A bit hampered, of course, over the 5 ball, but I don't think he'll risk doing a great deal with the cue ball. So this is going to be the test, because this could scratch. Stranger things have happened coming off this 9 ball. He's got to be careful here. Yeah, it's always a danger running at this angle onto the way that 9 ball's sitting. Depends how thick he gets it. And that's why he's probably ended up missing the 5, although he might fluke the 5. No, he hasn't. So, LS3, she now has her first chance in about 2.5 racks. And, well, no problem getting onto the 4. Maybe a wee bit of right English here, or she could check it to come up the table. Yeah. Could have done with going a wee bit more the other side of the 6 so that you're coming back onto the 8. So the cue ball has got to move now. And that was the only problem. We've been the wrong side. We're now a bit too far away in this 8 ball for comfort and close to the rail. So it is more of a testy shot. Now LS3 needs to pot the 9 and the break to work immediately to try and get back into this. So off the mark. Any of the guys who want to go back to YouTube, just refresh the stream if the chat seems not to be working, because there's nothing much else you can do, I don't think. It might be a YouTube issue. Certainly there's nothing here that suggests. There was something there that came up on my XSplit that said about drop frames, but as I said, we can put that down to bandwidth. So LS3 had a ball in the break, But almost a semi-pro wiggle there. Just a little hint, because I think she's hooked herself on this. What ball is it? A 3 ball. And look where the 4 ball is as well. This has got to be the jump. And that's about as best as you could hope. Now, straight choice. A very thin bedhead cut in the 4. And got to watch the path of the cue ball, because you don't want to put anything on it that runs up behind the 6 and 7. I think the angle's fine to avoid that. But this is a testy one. The cue ball's just running up and down the table. Got to get the pace in it for the cut to start with, and then hope you can at least see the 5, which she should be able to do, but whether she'll have a half decent pot's another thing. Yep, that's always a problem. At that distance, they are demanding those cuts. Now we'll have a quick look at the 9 ball just to check the condition it's in, and that is frozen to the rail, so Nikk needs to be wary of it, but where the 8 ball is very handy for the 9, so there shouldn't be a problem. Problem's just getting nice on this 6 ball. Now that is a little bit of an angle. Now you can stun firm to come out, but you might be short. But if you let it roll around the angles, you'll at least make sure you're guaranteed to see the 6. So if he's going for the stun, he's got to get into it and get it out. Welcome to Tommy. Now he's gone forward. See, that was the one that guarantees you're going to see the 6. If you play that shot with the stun and you chicken out in the stun, you end up here. You know, you don't get enough of the 6 ball. So that was the right shot. Making sure you were getting on. And the same again, you can go forward and just let the cue ball run around and have the 7 into the left side as we look. So LS3 got herself out of line, and then with having to jump that to get the 3 ball, leaving a long cut on the 4 that was just one shot too many. Now, Nick's just the wrong side of the 8 ball here. He's just outside the 8 ball, so he's running away from the 9, so he's checking it up. Now this has to be hit flush. Any slight bump into that rail and it'll hang and rattle in the jaws. Well, it's gone in far side, and it's back to 4. The lead. Well, the Mr. Fox Hazard match is over. That went rapid. Mr. Fox has gone through by 13 racks to 9, and so now we know for definite, as I predicted, Mr. Fox is going to have to take on Stubb in the next round on that 1 loss side. That's not a bad effort by Hazard though. I mean, only 4 racks in it. That's a good effort considering he wasn't the favourite, but he's done well to get to 9. By the way, Stubb, now you can answer me on the stream because I know you're listening. Now you've decided to type caps in the stream. I made you a deal in the chat lobby, and I've got witnesses here tonight who will hear what my deal is. Everybody knows that Stubb wants his Polish flag with the Polish emblem at the top of it when I'm streaming his matches. And I typed a deal into the lobby this morning. I said that if he gets rid of the caps lock, then I'll get his flag for him. That's a good kick. That's a nice little kick.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
I said to Stubb that I'll get his flag provided he stops typing with caps lock on, but he's not listening to me, so he can swivel. Get rid of the caps lock in the chat, and I'll get your flag for you. See if it brings you any luck, because you're going to need a heck of a lot of luck if you're going to win this. Oh, that 2-ball took its time, wiped its feet, and dropped in the last breath. Now again, this is not easy, this 3-ball. Not easy from the point of view that it's a tight corner it's in, there's balls to collide with, and the 4 balls at entirely the opposite end of the table. This is asking a bit too much to get out of there clean. Now, she's cutting across this to cut it in. This has got to miss the 6. What a shot. Beautiful shot.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
I mean, that was excellent. Hats off for that shot. Well, maybe LS3 has been stirred from her sleep, but she's got to follow all the way now and take this rack out after that shot. That definitely is a sign she's meaning business. She's got to get back in this rapid. But this is what we want to see. We want to see the battling qualities coming through from players. And LS3's got a perfect opportunity to do it. Yeah, I know what one it is, Stubb. I've looked at them all. Well, get rid of the caps lock and I'll do it. Keep typing in caps lock and forget it. I know what one you're talking about. There's actually quite a few Polish flags with different emblems on them. I was looking in the world flag. Where's this cue ball going? I think it's okay. I was looking at the flags the other day. The Polish flag's got a number of different versions, but I know what one you're talking about. So, excellent rack by LS3, and the crowd are getting behind it. Can she follow it up? Doesn't look like it. It looks dry, and the one bit of good news for LS3 is there's no shot for Nikk. But he could possibly just do similar to what LS3 just done in that last rack and just get a brush on this 1 ball and drop it into the corner. That's what he's trying, I think. I think there's enough room just to catch the rail and catch the edge of that one. Tricky little shot. Yeah, just got it a wee bit too thick. Again, a good effort, but look at the result. You know, this is the thing you need this little roll of the ball to help you. And LS3 can barely see an edge of that, but she's going to have to miss the 6, get to the rail, and come down here. And she's missed the 6, but it hasn't quite got the legs, and she could be in trouble. Another 4 or 5 inches running in that cue ball, and she would have Nikk in trouble. Well, we can see where the problem lies ahead. That 5 ball is an issue because it's right next to the 8, and the 7's blocking the 5 into the middle pocket on the left side. And that 1 ball's going to come into the middle of the table now. If it's, I don't think it's quite got the legs to get there. Yeah, LS3 Now, how much of that can she get? I don't think she can get enough of it to pot it. She'd be overcutting it to the short rail up there. Now, that corner pocket is quite a big pocket. If she maybe wants to try and jump and play it off the rail first rather than trying to maybe play it directly into the pocket, because if she plays it to the rail, I think it's got a better chance of getting in rather than hoping to get deadly accurate in the one. Got to watch the side pocket as well. Well, she ended up overcutting it onto the 3 ball, but there is a bit of a lifeline for the moment, I think, here for LS3 where that 5 ball is. But Nikk, if he can take the 1, the 2, the 3 and get on to the 4, it all depends on how he gets on that 4 ball as to whether he can get in and get a nudge on that 5. Let's have a quick look and see if the 5 goes up the table. Well, that 5 ball goes up past the 7. It's tight, but it will go in off the jaw. So, in theory, the 5 doesn't need to be moved if all you're doing is rolling the 4 into this corner and finishing here to play it up table. That might be a bit ambitious. But you would like to think that Nick's already sussed that out and got a plan in mind, because this is what you have to be doing. You have to be thinking on your feet at all times. Now, there's an immediate problem here, because if he's going to dig in to come back, he could get a collision into this 7 and 5, 8 and 5, and it might go pear-shaped. Well, he's hit the 7 and he's actually made it worse. So LS3 breathes again for the time being, unless he can draw. Well, he might need to. He doesn't want to put bottom left in this because it might end up missing the actual set of balls altogether. I think he just wants to hit it plain. Could put a wee bit of right on it to check it a bit, but that is perfect.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Good evening and good afternoon to Dwight. Excellent little breakout. This is a bit ominous though. I mean, Nikk isn't. He's not been put off either way. He's just doing the business. Every opportunity he gets, he's just taking care of it. But those 2 errors in the first 2 racks by LS3 have now been costly, because if you'd given those 2 racks to LS3, she'd only be 2 behind right now with that 9 ball going in. But as it is, it's 4 behind. It's 6-2 to Nikk from Bulgaria. I think he's got a ball, 2 balls gone. Going to have to play the push though. And the question is where is a good push in this table? This is really, really tough. Well, I'm at a loss as to where you can put the cue ball here, where you don't prevent LS3 having some sort of shot one way or another. I mean, he could bump the 7 out of the way and just finish in the right hand corner, but that still leaves a cut. He could try kicking it in. I think that might be his best bet. That might be the best thing to do, the way to go about it. I mean, if he misses it, I don't know whether he's got a line. I think the 5 ball's the way to actually come to this rail and kick it that way and try and get it in off the 3. That's a bit ambitious. Yeah, well, I think he had that in mind one way or another. Now, well, this is horrible, because that 3 ball is almost on the point. This is another tough one for LS3 to digest. because if she gets the connection onto this 3 ball anyway too far on the left, it might just hit that point and stay up. The 3 is extremely dodgy, Matt. Yep, that's the problem. That is the problem. It was really sitting right on the point almost. Now, what can Nikk do? Let's have a look at this. Well, I think if we try to cut the 1 in off the 3's not going to get to the pocket. It's going to catch the ball and it's going to catch the rail and stay out. It's not going to go in that way. He's trying to get cute here, I think. I think he's contemplating just dinking the 1 and trying to stick behind the 3, but it looks very tight. Trying to billiard the 3 in. That's what he's trying. He's looking at it, but that, I mean, maybe he was contemplating it. I think he's got a line. Well, he's back at this angle here again. To me, it's going to catch the 3 and catch the jaw like that. And LS3 is going to have a jump over the 5, bound to pot the 1. Well, I'm surprised he didn't try the billiard there, because he had the line onto the rail there to try and play the billiard. But anyway, that's by the by. Now the cue ball has to stay somewhere in the middle of the table. That'll do. Now the other problem, because there's always problems, the 4 ball goes clean. The angle in the 3 is fine. All you need to make sure you do is you're going to leave maybe a slightly tougher cut in the 4, but you don't want to interfere with the 5 ball. But if you do interfere with the 5 ball, you might still be able to cut it past the 7. And this is where I thought the cue ball would sort of finish. It's one of these testy ones, and she has to get out of there because the 7 ball's in the path of this cue ball. And that 9 ball makes this pocket tightish. Yeah, she sent it into the short rail first, and the 9 has gone on to the 6, which again might just give her a little lifeline. But we can see the 6 ball goes clean into the side anyway. Not so keen on it from this side though. So the little bank. Now Nikk can go forward. Let's have a look. He can go forward and come below the 6 ball. Whether he just go onto the rail, stun it across in behind the 6, he'll have a pot. He's maybe going to have to squeeze this into the left-hand side of the pocket though. Needs to slow down. Well, I don't know what he tried there, to be honest with you. I don't know whether he's overhit that or whether he's trying to make the combo. This looks too close. You've got to, I think it's too close to try and make the combo. I can't see that happening. And now he's going to be a push here to get something safe. The combo's definitely not on. There's not enough room to cut that 6 across the 9. Well, I never thought of that problem. That's how you deal with it. What a shot that was.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
And he's apologising for it because it was never played. It was never played. I was going to say shot at the championship there. But anyway, It's 7-2 to Nikk. And it looks dry. I didn't hear anything go. The one ball isn't great, but the table is absolutely wide open. And if LS3 is going to cut this into the side, it looks. Let's have a look. Well, I think that will cut into the side. You've just got to scrape past it. You're going to collide with a 2 ball, and you will have no clue what's going to happen next. It looks as if it thin cuts to me from here, but you've got to hit the pace like that, and she actually, believe it or not, overcut it. And now the 1 ball's on. The inevitable is going to happen here. I don't think. Well, did she honestly have any other alternative there but having a go at it? Well, Nikk said he played the bank on the 9. He didn't play for the 6 to go in first. It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens here if you're LS3, because he's going to be running away. What was the predictions earlier on? Yeah, I believe there was problems with YouTube. I don't know what the hell happened with that, pot man. Welcome. According to the guys, it was the YouTube chat went. So, Nikk, only a handful of balls away from an 8-2 lead. So, for any latecomers, if I can get this to work, hang on. We have 5 matches in the schedule. This rack's all but over anyway. And we've got this match at the moment on the 1-loss side. We've also got the follow-up match tonight between MC Clarkey and Interchange X. That's at 10:30. So I'll have a break between now and then, and I'll be back later. So 8-2 to Nikk. 3-ball in the break. Oh, that 8-ball has just bumped to 1, or it would have been an easy out pretty much. I think the 5 goes past the 9. No, maybe it doesn't. No, that's too tight. Well, already LS3 is running out of racks. She's running out of opportunities to find her way back into this. But really, from here on in, it's got to be no mistake, no miss. That's the rule. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say, guys, is that there's a cable company messing about out in the street, or they're about to. I saw guys up today. I had a letter through the door a couple of weeks ago about this new company coming into the area and telling us what their connection speeds are going to be and all of that crap. And so they're going to be digging holes in the pavement outside, and I don't know whether messing about with connections, and I don't know whether that's going to affect reliability, but I am aware of it. And meanwhile, Nikk is certainly aware of what he's doing now. He should know that that 5-ball is very, very tight, and it's an awful lot to convince me that you'll squeeze that past the 9. If you look at it from that angle, it goes in, but you've got to be plumb behind it. And he may well be lining up the combo. Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad line for the combo. That looks pretty good to me. I would go with that. And not a problem. Now my chat's not going through on Twitch. Well, I haven't the foggiest idea of what they're doing. Apologies for the technical issues. So 9-2. The 1 ball and the 3 ball have gone. The 2 ball is definitely obviously a slim chance of a possible bank onto the 9, but that's a bit far-fetched, wasn't it? Because the 7 ball might have been possibly in the way. But LS3's bluff's now been called because this 2 is off the rail, and she might have to go all guns blazing here. You know, go down fighting. That's the way to do it. Yeah, all out for the bank. Got the bank. Never going to have any great shot in the 4, but she can certainly play a nice little cute dink in behind that 9. It's got to be soft touch if she's going to try it. Doesn't look as if she's doing it though. She's bumped to 4 in behind the 9. She didn't play the pot there, but is there enough room between the rail and the 9 ball to at least hit the 4? I don't know that would pot the 4. I don't think it would, because there's not enough room, but it certainly would guarantee a hit in the 4, and then you might get lucky. Well, he's went the other way, and now LS3 has a chance, but now she might have to ride her luck here, because you're going to take a hit possibly on the 6, and no clue where the cue ball's going to end up. Needs a roll here, LS3. Well, that's a nice little shot. Just squeezed it out the back of the 6. That was well controlled, because I thought that was tight to get out of there clean. So shouldn't have a problem getting onto the 7. We'll give her this rack, but really immediate help. Oh dear. Well, the commentator's eye says it all with that shot, I'm afraid. And LS3 is just taking her eye right off the ball. She didn't play the shot at all. Look at where the cue ball's finished. She didn't get through with this. She didn't stroke that ball. It's nowhere near where the cue ball should have been on that 7. And I think she just realised the magnitude of the task at hand there and completely lost focus. Well, it's going to be a heavy price to pay, I'm afraid. But it looks very much like LS3's run out of gas here in this match. But she was never really firing. Certainly not from the start. And now it's double figures for Nikk. He's 3 away from surviving another round. 1 ball on the side. 2 ball might be clean past the 8. Yes, it is. Not a problem getting on the 3. Not a problem with the 4 and 5. 6 ball goes. So we're expecting the inevitable here, because everything is there. It's about how good Nikk gets on the 6 ball. He wants to be probably straight as a die if he could. Any sort of cut on the 6 is not quite going to be so easy. Well, I think the noticeable thing is that Nikk is not making a lot of errors. I haven't seen him make a lot of errors in this one-loss side, and that is a very good omen for his prospects of going deeper into this tournament. You know, it's just a level of consistency that's just that bit too strong for who he's met so far over on the one-loss side. So this is a crucial one. Getting really good on this 6 ball. Oh dear, don't tell me he's got a roll here. I'm surprised he tried to bump that 6. I thought he had set a dead set combo there the way the 6 ball finished. In fact, he can still combo this. Yeah, where was the problem? Where was the problem? I mean, he took the risk there. He could have tried to get really good on that. He took the risk going for the hit. Manufactured a little combo there to stay at the table. And now, provided he doesn't run around the table and scratch here, he'll be 2 away from the next round. And that's fine. That's perfect. That's just too good, I'm afraid. And I don't think LS3 is going to have any complaints. She knows the mistake she's made. A glaring one in the 2 racks ago, was it? When she had it at the table at her mercy, didn't play the shot at all, totally choked on it. And the only thing now is she's got a chance for damage limitation here just to make the scoreboard look a wee bit healthier. Dry break from Nikk. Miss the 7. Don't hook behind the 5. And there's the answer. And then another little semi-pro wiggle there. So, jumping over the edge of the 5, she should get the 2. And the cue ball lobbed onto the rail and jumped into the pocket after it. Well, you know it's not your night. And so, Nikk, within the next minute and a half, should be on the hill. Now, again, a quick look at this 9 ball, because again, it looks tight. And that is frozen again. Exactly the same spot, more or less. Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to. Who does Nikk play next? Does he play the loser of Cobra Spectre Dawn? Is that what you said? I'll tell you something. I'll be looking forward to that. That's going to be a blockbuster. Not saying that this match is over, but it's over. No. Oh, we'll have a look at the bracket at the end of the match anyway, so we'll get a proper rundown of what's happening. So the only thing that can save LS3 here, and it's a slim chance, is Nikk not getting that 9-ball sweep. Well, he got it sweep the first time round. He's more than likely going to have another go at it. Well, for somebody who has not been online in VP4 in all the years that VP4's been up and running, or if he has and he was under a different name, we don't know who that was. The assumption is, I haven't looked at his profile to see when he got VP4, but regardless of that, he's far too bloody good. What was the name of the guy we were talking about the other day who was in one of the tournaments and then we haven't seen him again? Machine. I wonder. So, Nikk, after, well, 54 minutes, is on the hill. I think he's come up dry again, no? Did he get a ball? Now we've got LS3 from the dry break. Straight in the one pretty much. Wrong side of the one. I try to go to the rail and get back across, but bumps the 6, but that's actually helped her because that just nudged the 2 into play. 3 balls down here, so there isn't a problem. The problem is getting from the 5 to the 6 because the 6 is hindered by that 8 ball. That's very much in play, that 8 ball. So he's only been what? Well, that's probably true, Mark, now that he's... I mean, when did this tournament start? Because that's roughly when he entered the tournament, isn't it? No, wait a minute, what am I talking about? That's December. January, February, March, April. Well, he's only been... I mean, that's right enough. Yeah. I mean, he's only been around the length of the tournament, hasn't he? Yeah. But like I say, he's got to be playing offline. There's no way he's coming here and he's that bloody good. You know, just getting VP4 installed for the first time.
Where's the cue ball going?
I got it in time that time. Good evening to John. So, it's game, set, and match. That final scratch by LS3 has sealed their fate. And this is just going to bump perfect on this 8 ball. Perfect angle on the 8 ball. You can either stun it up or just run to the rail. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you're happy with. So, in 56 minutes and so many seconds, Nikk has romped home by 13 racks to 2. Nobody predicted that, but that's an excellent performance. It was, well, you could... Would it be going over the top to say it was pretty nigh flawless in terms of potting and missed pots? I mean, how many shots did Nikk miss in that match? Somebody must have been counting them, because I didn't see many. I mean, and that's why the score is like that. I mean, okay, LS3 made her mistakes, but she only made about 5 mistakes in the whole match, and. Bedhead said he had 1 mistake. He missed 1 ball. That is just too bloody good, Cobra. Because I'd be worried about that. Seriously. I mean, LS3 says really impressive. Good luck. Of course it was bloody impressive. Well, let's have a look at the stats because this is going to be making scary reading for some of you guys. I honestly think it will. Let's see if we can find him. Shouldn't be that difficult. Nikk. Oh shit, it is that difficult. There he is. And LS3 won't be a problem. This is what I like about these names. Dead easy to find. Except, now why is that LS? LSA. Let's have a look. So you've got Nikk, just under 4 balls per turn, 3.7. We'll say 3.8, round it up because it's nearer 8 than it is 7. 106 shots, 98 made, but obviously, one or two of them were safeties. Win percentage 86 out of all the racks. Break stats, Nikk, 12 breaks, both players under a ball in the break, 4 runouts from the break by Nikk, and, racks high run 2, money ball shot 100%. So, he could have run with more balls in the break. I dare say that, LS3 only had 3 breaks, so that's a bit of a false reading. But I think we could count. I think we're agreed they made like one miss, one error in those sort of terms. Maybe didn't get cover off a safety. You could count those as errors if you don't get the safety cover. But LS3 had a cut in the 4, I think, from a safety, but she never got it. But that's by the by. It's still a very strong performance by Nikk. So that leaves the match between MC Clarkey and Interchange X. I hope Interchange X is there because it's going to be round about, say, 5:30 in the evening his time or late afternoon, something along those lines, give or take a time zone difference depending where he is in the States. And then the next match that I'm going to schedule is a match between Larry and Bedhead, and that is on Friday at 7 p.m. Bill has arranged this match with Pool Kabouter on the one-loss side. Bill should be too strong because we've seen the match between Pool Kabouter and Brainful Out. Pool Kabouter would need to be night and day in terms of performance and quality if he's going to cause Bill trouble. We've got the big match that we've been waiting for over a week since it's been scheduled, and that is going to be Saturday night at 7:30, and that's between Cobra and Spectre Dawn, an all UK and all England battle between those two. And then, of course, the winner of that match between Brainful Out and Pool Kabouter, on the winner's side, of course, is up against One Pocket Slim, and Slim should be way too strong for Brainful Out, with the greatest of respect. And that match goes off at noon on Sunday, but I'll be at work then when that's on. So that only leaves us the one remaining match tonight. Of course, that was the other thing to look at. Yeah, forgot about that. Hang on. The match we had at the same time as the one we were watching was the one between Hazard and Mr. Fox, and Mr. Fox has won through, and so Stubb now knows. I think he'd a fair guess he was more than likely going to be playing Mr. Fox in the next round. So that's the match that's lined up now. Stubb against Mr. Fox on the one-loss side. Further down, we have the match between Bill and Pool Kabouter, the one that's been arranged. Further up, we have Bankster through from the winner's side, so he's got a long wait because Albanario's still waiting on the winner of this match tonight between MC Clarkey and Interchange X. And further up again, we now see that Nikk moves through to play Snake Eyes. Now, Snake Eyes is still capable of causing an upset, but I think he would need to play flawless if he's going to beat Nikk. Snake Eyes is a good enough potter, but I don't know whether he's got any level of consistency that's close to cause Nikk trouble. But Nikk can't. I mean, Nikk probably won't have seen Snake Eyes play, but I think that's not a bad thing either. You know, he's just playing his game, and he's not troubled and not worried about who he is playing. And you know, that's the sort of slight innocence that he's got coming into the tournament. He's not bothered about names. He's just playing whoever it is, taking it as it is, and performing really well. So I'm going to put Nikk as favourite for that match. Right, so the bracket is hotting up now. We've got Bedhead and Larry sorting themselves out on Friday. We'll have that one, and then of course on Saturday, Cobra and Spectre Dawn. So that is it for the moment, folks. Thanks all for watching. I hope that with it being in a few hours' time, I hope the internet sorted itself out a wee bit later on, and I'll be back in plenty of time for this match between MC Clarkey and Interchange X just before 10:30 tonight. And if you can't be there, remember it'll be on YouTube. I'll add this one as soon as I'm finished. I'll add this to the tournament playlist on YouTube. You can go and catch up on any matches you've missed, and you'll see them on there. So, good evening, and we'll see you again soon.
Good night, ladies.
Hasta la vista, baby.